So the bridle work is kind of the foundation for my program, right? I'm going to do it in a bosal on him today because that's what him and I are working on. So it's the same principle as you applied in the round pen first. We got to get him going forward. So forward first. They always have to have forward because without forward they have nothing. So I want him to go around me. So I like use just your rein earlier. Establish your forward first. And sometimes I'll just kind of keep them going around me until they're kind of paying attention or whatever. Because like I said, with those horses, they kind of get a little bit fresh on, you know, and stuff like that. And I like to make sure, and that's a different lesson, but I like to make sure that they'll also listen to the verbal here, boo, where they'll just stop, look at both sides. Now, if he was to try to pull away from me, I would just kind of tug him towards me and send him forward a little bit more. Just kind of block him a little bit. Boo. Boo. Bump. Bump. See how my body quit? And I want him to stop. Now, that wasn't a good enough roll for me. So I'm going to get him, send him out again. Very first thing, this teaches them to connect the rein to the saddle, essentially, or rein to you in the saddle. The very first part of the horse is the hips, because you can't totally control their attention, but you can control their feet. And if you can control their feet, you can control where they're going to go. So I'm asking them to go forward. And just like I'm in the saddle, I'm not going to use body language. I'm going to pull this rein back till his front foot stops moving and his back feet spin away. So I'm essentially moving that tail away from me. I'm going to switch sides. Send him forward. So this is not body language. This is rein. So rein, back to where the hip were. That was kind of half-hearted. I needed a little more forward. Rein. Yeah. Not ideal, but we don't focus. We focus on one thing at a time, and just the fact that he moved that tail away from me is ideal. Yep. So what I'm looking for, the final like thing, is this front foot to stay planted and the back feet to the inside one to cross over. But that's final. So initially, I'm just looking for. Whoops. Just looking for him to walk around. So see how he just wants to back up there a little? Here? Yeah, good. Now this is the most crucial part of all these lessons. And if they get on you, just add more forward. Ideally, I like to do it at a walk, but he's kind of fresh with the rainstorm from last night. Yep. And I just try to create a wall. I try not to get out of their way. He's like a little bit, you know, he's a little touchy today. You can hear him breathing and stuff. So I always pay attention to the fact that they're doing that, but I don't feed into it. So I'm going to work him here. And like I said, this is the most crucial part of the bridle work, is the hips. Because that's what everything builds off, and that disengages their power. That was better than his last few efforts the other way. This is the lesson done for an hour, and it's so boring, so annoying, but you don't really focus on anything, like I said, except for that tail moving away from where that hand is. And it's just a nice, solid, direct pull. Solid, direct pull. So I keep a pretty good hold on this rein because sometimes I'll kind of pull away. And I imagine I'm sitting in the saddle. So everything I do with these horses on the ground transfers to the saddle in some way, shape, or form. And the bridle work especially is like if I was riding. So if I was up there and I wanted him to move his hips, I'd be going directly back to my hip. Directly back to my hip. remember, like I said in the round pin, there's a dominant eye and a non-dominant eye, so there's usually a better side and a not better side. The side he seems pushier on right now is this side because he's more apt to come in towards me most of the time. Now we're going to accelerate him just a little, just for demonstration purposes. There's two phases next. One of them can be their ear dipping down, and then their nose coming, and the other one can be backing in. It's a little bit subjective to which horse you're going to do that on. I'm going to do a back with him today. And so I'm going to build off of that hip and do a back. So I'm going to ask him to go forward, around me. I'm going to move the hip and then step him back. See how just that, so when I'm stepping back on this side, it's that foot. So if the other foot backed up, I wouldn't give a release. I'm not going to give a release till that one goes back. So I'm going to ask him to move the hip, move that foot. Good. So I'm just doing one foot at a time. Hip, back. Okay, so the next phase that we're going to do, like I said, it could have been the first one before the back, is we're going to ask for that ear to dip or the nose to come to the, and then the nose to come to the chest. So send him forward. I'm going to lift up towards his ear, just kind of hold till his ear dips down. And it's a very, very small thing. I'm going to stand one side at a time till he gets it, hurting him forward. So he wants to lift his head. I'm not going to release till the ear comes down just a little. And it's so micro, the baby give, you give on. So you kind of imagine you're almost holding his head up, driving him into it, till that ear dips down. If he stops moving, I just add more encouragement. Good. Always finish everything with that hip. The hip is always the final finisher. Good. So he's having a little bit of a meltdown. No big deal. I'd rather him melt down like this. Good. Than when I'm in the saddle. So basically what you're doing with bridle work is you're establishing control of the horse in the bridle before you're ever in an unsafe position. And I don't get out of their way. That's the biggest mistake I see a lot of people do, is they step out of their horse's way. Like, he's kind of wanting to crowd me on this side, and I'm not. I'm just going to send more forward, keep the pressure on. Ear dips down. Finish with the hip. Now, he's kind of being juicy right now. In all reality, I would put him to work more with the hips. Like, I'd definitely be working him longer. But I'd probably even trot him around for another, circle him around me. Just till he decides he wants to kind of just like this. Till he decides he wants to be a little, partake in this a little more. But, like I said, for demonstration purposes. So the next one is you've gotten the ear, just slightly. Now I'm going to hurt him forward. I'm just going to try to get that chin to come towards that point of that shoulder. So I'm just putting that pressure. And sometimes you have to walk a little circle with them. Just till that nose comes in. Good. So pressure on till that nose comes in. Good. And then finish with the hip. As I tap him gently with this whip. Good. And then hit. Okay, we'll try one of the final, well, not final ones. ones, but final building blocks of this is to move the shoulder out and away from you. So after you've kind of gotten that nose in, now I want this shoulder to step away. So I'm going to put the pressure on, move out, so that shoulder kind of steps across. A little harder in a basel. Good. So I'm looking for that front foot to go over that other one. And I rewarded that baby give there. There. So I'm actually taking my rein this time. I'm kind of putting it in the center of his neck and pushing him out until he steps out. And then always finish with the hip. Do the other side. So now I also, or we'll just finish this shoulder this side. So he kind of already wants to go away from me, so I might have an easier time this side. Good. You always need that forward, right? So if you're asking for something, you're going to ask for the forward at the same time as you apply it. So if I apply rein pressure, I'm going to drive him up into that till he's going out. Go ahead. So everything in the bridle work builds on that, on those key things. But each one of those is broken down into a certain time lesson so that you repeat it enough so they truly understand. And then when you get on your horse, you've repeated it over and over and over, then they know what the equipment on their head is telling them to do versus getting on them and just hoping for the best. Does that make sense? Okay, you're good.